Welcome to the Dairy Experience podcast. This is episode 6 where we're discussing succession planning with the Venning family. My name's Dale Sarong and I'm the Lowly Centre Gippsland manager, and I'm happy to be here today with Peter, Lisa, Sean, Jared and Trent, otherwise known as the Venning family, who 9 months ago installed 8 robots as part of their succession plan in dairy farming. So welcome guys.
Hello.
Hi, how you going?
Okay, so obviously, today we're talking a lot about succession planning and the role of technology within succession planning. So I guess we'll start off briefly with a talk about the dairy industry in general. Peter, have you got some thoughts on how the dairy industry is looking currently and in your experience and what it's like from the past and going forward?
Well, I suppose the way the industry's going with less farmers, it's only going to have to be more money in it for us in the future, just because the product's not going to be around.
Yeah. And I suppose family farms traditionally have been the backbone. I think through the early 90s or through the 90s, early 2000s, it seemed to be a bit of a leaning towards corporate farms, and they were sort of making a bit of a way. But I think technology has helped in bringing the family farm back to being a real player in dairy, in the success of the dairy industry going forward. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, robots are the way to go. Way I see it. We didn't consider a rotary dairy just because of the labour side of things. You still have to put the machines on. This way the boys can, when Lisa and I step back, they don't have to be there twice a day putting machines on. Gives them time to do other jobs around the farm, which there's always plenty to do.
Spend more time with their families.
And to spend more time with families too.
Yeah. And now to the key topics, that's the succession planning. Obviously it's a really important challenge for families getting through that succession plan. Is succession planning something you've have a structured way going about it, or do you think it's going to evolve naturally? Well, just give us a brief outline on what your thoughts are, obviously with all 3 boys working on the farm and you two as well.
Well, we've had plenty of time to think about it. Sean come home on the farm after he finished school. Peter's brother was still part of the farm at that stage, but he bought a farm at Fish Creek, so we separated. He's gone his way, and then we've had the chance to bring the boys into the farm and move forward. Instead of staying a small farm, we've been able to expand, do what we want with the robotics, get better. It's just a
Stepping stone.
Yeah.
It's just naturally happening. It's not structured. We don't have a plan going forward as such. It's just take it as it comes.
Yeah, and you seem to work well together. I suppose communication is a key one in anything. Communication and working things out as you go. And when issues come about, you just confront them and overcome them as you go. But
Well, we set up a family trust, so although ultimately the farm is Peter's and mine, but the business as such is the whole lot of us. So everyone is accountable for everything that gets spent or happens. It's not just us.
Yep, so you've got the boys actively involved in understanding the financial side as well as the physical side to a certain...
You try to.
Yeah.
They still want their fancy big tractors and all the fancy gear, but it's a limit to what you can spend at any one time. So they're starting to learn that.
So you're teaching them the business skills as well, in expectation that they'll lead into that role down the track.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are a growing list of, in our centre in particular, I think out of our 17 farms now, I think 6 farms that are family farms where the parents and kids are actively working together on the farm, and I think that's really exciting, and that's why I really enjoy, as I was saying, the corporate structure of farms is being, I think, the family farms are overcoming the corporate structure in a sense now, because there is this role of technology where it can be, the robots are like a baton handing over from the older generation to the younger generation. I know many of the others I speak to who are doing what you guys are doing are seeing it as it's an opportunity for the older generation to still be actively involved without the physical demands. As long as they, once they understand the system and the alerts and how the data works, it actually allows them to still be actively involved. And obviously the younger generation, you boys are no doubt all over the data and the technology and using it on your phones and on the laptops where it comes pretty natural. So what are your thoughts on how robotics does actually play a good role in the succession planning?
Well, neither of them have got any tech abilities at all, so that leaves us to us 3 boys to do all that. Go on, Trent.
You look up the computer and know what you're doing in it.
Oh, yeah, you just press buttons to figure it out, so it's not too hard.
It makes life easier, and we don't have to be here to milk twice a day. We can look it up on our phones and see see what cows are here or not here, and it makes life much easier.
So if you didn't have the robots, how would you see the succession plan looking for you? Well, obviously you've got them in, but if you hadn't gone that way and kept with your existing herringbone, how would the succession plan have looked in your situation?
Pretty ordinary. I'd been doing it for 40 years, and I know what a grind it's been.
And in the last 12 months, you've fallen apart, need new knees. So it would have put a lot more work on us boys. Just because, before we started up, Dad was out of the dairy for 2 months anyway, so we were milking twice a day and also building the shed as well. So it would have been a lot more strain without the robots. Now that we've got them, it's taken a lot of pressure off us.
That's great. So effectively you feel like putting the robots in has brought your family closer together?
I'd hope so, yeah. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. They've all got a bit more time, and we've still got a lot of work to do, but within the 12 months, hopefully we can all have more time, free time to do what we like. At the moment, we're sort of still bringing cows twice a day back to the dairy, but the way they're learning, it won't be long before they'll be just a natural thing.
Yeah. And what about outside the farm? How have the robots made a difference to your family life in general outside of the farm work?
We don't have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to milk cows.
Or be here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. A lot of time we're here, but we're just here chatting, or people call in, and normally you'd be busy putting cups on, where you stand here watching them go on and come through, and it's just a lot more relaxed.
It's enjoyable.
It's good to hear.
Last year was I hadn't played football for 5.5 years, and all 3 of us boys played together for the first time.
Fantastic.
For the last half of the season, once we'd started up. So we just don't have to be here at 3 o'clock every day to milk cows in the afternoon, and frees up that time. So
yes,
it's a truly one-man shed.
Yeah.
I mean, 560 cows, one person can do it. They couldn't do it in a rotary.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I do recall getting a photo from you, Lisa, with the 3 boys standing in their football gear together, and you made comment how you and Peter both got to watch them all play football together for the first time. So
it was amazing. I didn't think it was going to happen, so that was pretty cool. And they got time out, like that couldn't happen. Someone would have to be here, or we'd be in the dairy milking, and he's worn out.
Yeah.
It's just too hard standing on concrete for
Absolutely.
so long,
And of course, football season's calving, so we were able to do the calves early in the morning, and then it frees up the rest of the day. So
Yeah.
just the whole lifestyle's just changed. Yeah.
Great. And I remember your final comment in that text was, and we got back to the farm and the cows were milking themselves.
Yep,
So
exactly.
It doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No, that's perfect.
Okay, so your succession plan obviously is going to evolve as we go along. It's not something you actually really have structured, but you're all actively working on together as we go. Is it a long-term thing? Like, do you have a timeline on when that's going to happen, or is it just going to? Do you, Peter and Lisa, have a time when you just want to get away and have a break, or?
Well, really,
Sooner the better.
2 years ago, would have been nice.
For the next 12 months, I mean, I can see once the new laneway and more fencing's done, it just takes the pressure off, and hopefully in the next 12 months we can get away a bit more. And I'm not saying anyone collecting cows or trying to push them, sort of thing, but
Yeah, but also, the boys will be able to spend more time with their girls and Trent fishing and football. They can have a life instead of being here like we had to be.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so just I suppose in moving on to the next generation step, robots and technology in general. How do you feel like? How important is technology in moving forward for the dairy industry?
Well, the health part of the cows, you can see if there's a cow with mastitis well before you could in the old system. You can
The records.
Yeah, the records. You've got herd health. You got the production, the joining. The heat and everything. It's all there on the computer in front of you. You don't have to get 3 or 4 different people in to check for your herd testing, your preg testing. Yeah, AI and all of those things.
Yeah.
It's all there in front of you every day. You know how many litres a cow is doing.
just for breeding, will be incredible the data we got now to join to the right bull, get better milking speeds out of them.
If she's worth joining.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just keep an better eye on all the cows. Just make sure they're pulling their weight. In the old shed, they were just
Fed a
those
certain amount.
cows. They were no different to the one beside her. Where the information we get they're a lot different. They're all individual, and if they're not pulling their weight, well, there's a decision to be made. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So in the past, in the old system, how did you make those decisions? Was it just a bit of a gut feel type decision making, or did you have a lot of data to back up what your decisions were?
Once every 3 month herd test, which wasn't a lot of data to go by, but it picked up high cell count cows and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
We were just the ease of milking in the old shed. So any bad shaped udders and constant feed problems, calving problems, all that kind of stuff. We've been culling on that for quite a few years. So we come into the robots with pretty good neat cows, so we didn't have any problems there.
Mm-hmm.
But we were already doing that just for the ease of us putting machines on. So
Yeah. So the data with the robots has made a big difference, or to your decision making, or has it helped a lot?
It makes it easier to make the decision that you're not double guessing. Oh well, maybe she's a good cow, and just on that herd test she was no good. It keeps all the cows honest.
Yeah.
There's no hiding. They're all
Yeah,
It's all visible. All the if they're
a
if they're
random
shit, they're shit.
a random herd test might catch a cow on a bad day, and she's only giving 10 litres, where on a good day she might be giving 20 litres. You can't cull on
This
that.
is day by day.
Yeah, this
Correct. Yeah.
you have all the information every day to make better decisions.
So just to test where the succession plan is at, so you get that data. Who has the final say? Peter, Sean, Lisa, Trent, Jared, or is it a joint decision, or is it a younger generation?
Sean
or the older
does the
generation?
AI at the moment, so he sort of decides what bull goes in what cow,
Okay.
and
Probably been deciding for the last 5-6 years anyway. I
Okay.
ask people and no one answers me, so I just do it.
I used to do the AI, but my shoulders aren't as good as they used to be. But
If Trent had his way, all the jerseys would be culled.
So a lot of the decision making has already started to transition over to the
as soon as
boys.
Sean came home from school,
Yeah.
he had a lot more to do with the what bulls we were using. I sort of stepped back. I had all that, and I was only sort of guessing at what we used, and a lot of help from the AI centres. But now, we still do. And Lisa, all right, say something then.
If it wasn't for me picking Normandies, we would never have had that style cow.
I should be corrected. Lisa had a lot to do as well with the breeding.
Excellent. Well done, Lisa. Good job. They are good cows, I must admit, and they adjusted very well to the new system. I felt, as I think most of the startups we do now seem to be a really smooth transition, and there was no exception with your cows.
Yeah, we got very worried. We're still welding the 2 days before and 1 day of training, and what was it, 3 days? Probably 80% of the herd was flowing by themselves. So the transition was real good.
Yeah,
considering the circumstances.
We didn't have to return to the old dairy either. Like, we walked out of there and that was it.
That's it.
And a lot of people said, "Oh, how many cows are you still milking through the old dairy?" Well, there was none. So that's how easy it worked. They went through.
Clean cut, and all the farms within our system, basically, once the robots start up, the other dairy shuts down, and that's the way it needs to be. The cows don't need to be swapping and changing between two different systems, so it seems to be very effective.
Well, we had half a dozen cows that were pains, and we ended up just locking them in, and they had no choice to go through. Or there was one, maybe 3 months, you'd walk out there and she'd just run in, but until someone was there, she wouldn't walk in. But otherwise, there was never an issue.
Yeah. Another common, I suppose, thing we hear from people who aren't involved with robotic farming is that have to get rid of half your cows or a quarter of your cows because they can't connect and won't be milked. How was that for you guys?
Yeah, we didn't sell a single cow.
Good breeding.
Like I said, we'd probably been going towards the robot cow before we even made the decision to go to robots.
Yeah.
Just for the ease of us putting them on. Like, got rid of 3 titters and weak quartered cows and stuff. We'd done all that in the old shed.
Closed teats.
Closed teats, yeah. Just anything that was hard for us to put on ourselves, we'd already got rid of. So the transition was, seamless with the cows. They were, adapted real well.
Yeah. So we'll just go through a bit some of the financial considerations, and obviously with such a big project, there's a lot of management, I suppose, and information needed to be gathered, doing budgeting and to ensure it all is a really effective transition and also a sustainable transition. So I just want to go through with you guys what some of the things and resources and financial support options that you used. So with the finance side of the robots, what was your process?
Well, I do all our accounting myself, mostly anyway, and it was just a matter of talking to the bank manager. They already knew about robotics and had a couple in the pipeline at that stage, but I don't know if they'd gone into it or not, but they were really good. They're happy to go to new technology and get there. We're with Rabobank. We had no issues with them. Some other banks may use it a different setup and have a bit of a tougher time, but Rabobank were really good with us. The business, we didn't have much issue because
We just did everything ourselves.
we run a tight ship anyway, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
The accountants, they're all good with it.
Yeah.
Although our accountant has just put in a new rotary dairy. And his wife did comment that she'd like to come and see ours and see how much better ours is compared to theirs.
That's interesting, isn't it? Yes. So as far as obviously you mentioned before that you have a family trust and obviously all the finances, the boys are also involved in that. How do you do you have an arrangement or a way of being, I suppose, have a system that works fairly for each of the parties involved in the business, or is that sort of a work in progress and evolving as it goes too?
At this stage, the boys all get paid equally. And they get bonuses like different things.
Fuel in their car.
Yeah, fuel and different stuff like that. But we pay the bills, and then if there's anything left, that gets divided. But there's that many bills they want to spend. They want to upgrade everything as well. But it'll all happen, and it's
the last couple of years have been a bit tighter, and we understand that. We're part of the family. We see the money getting spent, so we
haven't spent it on ourselves.
Yeah.
No, it's all.
Everyone can see the bigger picture of what it's going towards.
We're looking at where we want to get to, and we know that we can't have huge wage, and it's going into the farm for our lifestyle. So it's we understand what stuff costs, and that's why we try and do as much as whatever we can do ourselves. So
So 9 months in, financial aspects of and budgeting, I guess, Lisa, which is your key area, compared to the system prior, how's it stacking up? Is it profitability wise? Is it you answer that.
It's awesome. This year we've got the best tax break we've had in forever. So we've got we're doing all right this year. With the price of milk, we don't know what the milk price is doing next year, but the more we can put in and do ourselves, the better it is for the whole family eventually. It's not that bad. It would be worse. No worse if we'd gone with a rotary. Any dairy would be the same price. It's no dearer having the robotics to a rotary where you're still paying other people to need to come in and help.
Yeah, for sure. What about production and efficiency? So cost of feed and those sorts of things. Has it had any effect on those?
The best cows are getting fed more, so they're fed to production. So the cows that aren't deserving the feed aren't getting it. In the old shed, it was set at 5 kilos a day. That's what every cow got, if they deserved it or not. So at least the best cows are getting fed accordingly, and and production didn't change at all. So
we expected production to drop by 5 or 10%, but we never had an issue at all.
Yeah, they stayed the same, if not better. But
feeding them a bit better,
feeding them better, and we've had a pretty kind season. We've had good feed the whole time, so their production's definitely up than the previous few years. So
excellent. Okay, so what about challenges? Back to the succession planning side of it. What's some challenges you see with succession planning that you may have faced or you foresee that could be a challenge in the future as you go through that process of transitioning from, you know, Peter and Lisa yourself to the boys and beyond? Is there any issues you see or challenges you see arising or that have arisen? Sounds like that's a good result. Everything's gone to plan.
No idea.
Well, obviously there's not too many. So what do you think that you have done then that has actually meant that you don't seem to be having these issues? Is there something that you've done in the past that means we're sitting here today and you don't have an answer to any challenges within your succession planning? Or is it simply that you do actually communicate well and you have a pretty good working relationship that it flows quite well without actually you having to put too much structure in place?
Yeah, I think we all work well together.
There are their moments, like every farm, and
We're-
boys will be
we're
boys,
family.
but
We're family of boys, so yeah,
Yes.
we obviously have disagreements, and but just
once
get over it.
everything's done and all the messing around doing tracks and gates and troughs and stuff, and we've got a bit more time and we can get a routine, a proper routine where they take their set days off and stuff, it'll improve that way too. So
Sure.
instead of we're all being here every day, well,
7 days a week, yeah.
we're virtually not taking a day off each. You know, we can, but I mean, it seems to be we're here every day until all those jobs are done. Well, we can get a routine, a roster going, and they can take their 3 or 4 days off in a row and spend a bit more time with family and friends and stuff. So.
Yeah, doing other things instead of just focusing on the farm and that's it. They have the lifestyle that we're trying to give to everyone.
We hope to have the time off each, and one person be here one day or maybe for a week straight, and the others have a week off. Or it'll get to that stage where we'll have all the work done,
Yeah.
and fencing done, and there shouldn't be too much. Be certain times of the year with AI and harvesting and stuff, but.
And carving when
I mean,
people
there's
need to
plenty
all
do.
be
This-
here. But
robots don't stop all that other work, but it'll give us time to each have a break in between
Yeah.
those things, hopefully.
Yep. No, that's good. So the future for you guys, what are you looking forward to? I guess Peter and Lisa, you guys, as what's your future look like, and you boys, what are you looking forward to from a business perspective and just in general with your family business?
Oh, well, Mum and Dad can use their caravan that they've never used, get away a bit more, and probably just trust that we've got it under control a bit more. They trouble letting go, and yeah,
it's been a long, hard battle to get to here. You know, we've been here. Peter's been milking for 45 years. I've been here for 32 years, not working on the farm for the first few, but
Yeah.
But since then, you know, we've been here, done all the hard yards, so it's time to back off and let the boys have their time here. But they need to have a lifestyle as well.
Yeah.
They can't be here 7 days a week just because we were. They don't need to be.
Yeah, good answer. Yeah. Okay, so succession planning. Would you have any other advice for people that may be listening, thinking, "Oh, succession planning is something our family needs to think about, but it's a subject, a topic that we don't know how to approach"? Do you have any advice for people last sort of advice for people that may be thinking about how to go about the succession planning? And would you suggest technology be a way to do that?
I think the robotics is the best way to go for anyone, not succession planning solely, but for everyone to have a better way of farming. But there's the accountants and the bank managers. They're all there to help you with succession planning, and we've got a long way to go. Like there's we've got things set in place, but it's
We just take it as it comes.
yeah.
Plans change. Nothing's set
every
in
season's
stone.
different.
You
Every year the milk price is different.
Yeah.
I can see that the milk price will probably stay pretty good the next few years, especially the amount of farms that have stopped milking over just around this area. Probably lost a couple of thousand cows out of the system. So just our neighbours.
Yeah.
So.
But you got to put trust in the next generation. Like our parents trusted us to know what to do and better ourselves. Peter's mum and dad built their first walk-through dairy in 1956. It changed to a small herringbone, a larger herringbone, and then when the boys were only babies still, we built it up to a 30-side swing-over herringbone, and then built the huge calf shed, started keeping all the stock instead of selling the calves off, and just doing things easier every year. Things go ahead, and technology has always been the way you have to do that. And this is just the best technology there is. Laylee know what they're doing. We're happy with the way they're running. People need to just learn to let the next generation learn.
Yeah.
As long as they're not just blowing their money and not thinking ahead.
They'll find that they're having problems with labour now just because people don't want to put cups on. But if they've got a robotic system, they can still find labour to rear calves or feed silage or that type of manual work, which they're still prepared to do, but they just don't want to be putting cups on.
Yeah.
And I can understand why.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Our generation, no one wants to be stuck in a dairy putting cups on, or very few. So, robotics is going to have to play a huge part in the dairy industry just to keep farms going. No one wants to put cups on.
Yeah.
So, farming, we'll just sit in a tractor all day kind of thing, which in reality, that's not what's making the money. So,
correct.
Yeah.
It's also more sustainable. You've got your cows, your land. It's much more sustainable with the cow flow doing their own thing.
Yeah.
You've got to get ahead, and you've got to look like you're doing it. If farmers stay as the old ways, we're not going to evolve fully as the dairy industry and show people that we're able to be more sustainable. Everyone is all about sustainability, carbon footprint. You need to get with the times and do something to go that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
The robots were put in our heads when we saw them in the Bath show,
2013 we saw them. That's when we started
thinking about the next generation.
That's when we started planning with the cows and everything, and then the boys wanted to come home. So you got to look ahead for what everyone wants to do and what's the best for the farm.
Yeah.
You don't want to shut down like every other neighbour around here. You want to keep it running and build and get better and better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you guys are a great example of that. You're a really progressive family moving forward with technology, as much as scary as I bet it can be, because you're quite pioneers particularly in the South Gippsland region. You're one of the first to go down the robot path, and there's certainly been a lot of interest around you guys and what you've done here. I think we had an open day here with probably around 50 to 60 people here, and the interest was really exciting, and I think it's something that's the industry's needed for some time. It's been pretty slow moving technology in the dairy industry. I've been around it for 30 years and we haven't evolved too much, and Europe has gone ahead with the robotic side of it, and I'm really excited to see it starting to really take off here in Australia. As you guys prove, it's quite enticing to the younger generation with this style of farming. So if we can mix the old and the new together and do it successfully, I think it's just fantastic for the industry going forward. So I want to thank you guys, a very hard-working family who I've witnessed firsthand how hard you guys work together and how united you are in making this family business a success that it already is and will no doubt be for many years and maybe future generations. You know, you guys might be putting even more technology in it as we go further along. And but either way, I think you've got a great attitude. You're a great family and doing a great job. So congratulations and thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
God for that.